iRock Radio, the world headquarters of rock. It's Karolyi with Sully Erna. Let's talk about the new release, Hometown Life. Tell us what you wanted to accomplish with this new album.
Well, I don't really look to accomplish anything with solo records. It's the truth. I've said this a bunch of times already, and I'll say it again, that the solo stuff, I'm glad people enjoy it. I'd love for it to spread. I'd love to be able to grow into the masses. It's much more commercialized, so it definitely can lend to all different types of audiences. But I really write the stuff for me. It's another side of me that I really enjoy playing music. I'm a musician. I don't always write rock music. Just because Godsmack happened to be the band that took off and did well for me, I grew up with jazz and blues and different styles of music. I grew up literally under a piano watching my dad's band. He's a trumpet player, playing in the basement and falling asleep in their acoustic guitar cases and that kind of thing when I was 3.5 years old. So for me, coming full circle, growing into, the older stages of my life, being a dad now, whatever, a lot of times I'm just home, I'm working on the piano or an acoustic guitar, and a lot of great songs come about, but they're not necessarily right for Godsmack. And so I save them, and then when I have a break from Godsmack, I go and record some stuff, and that's how the solo stuff really is derived. But it's really an opportunity for me to take some risks and experiment and be able to kind of put some other textures out there and other styles of music. Just like a painter, he's not always gonna paint in black and gray,
Sure.
He starts adding colors to it. So for me, it's the same thing. Art should be, very loose in that way, and I don't like to be categorized or put in one specific genre. So the solo stuff gives me that opportunity to kind of experiment.
You did a show at Mohegan Sun, a Hometown Life show, and your dad was there. How cool was that?
Awesome.
An opportunity to play with him on stage. I mean, has that ever happened before?
No, it never happened. It just so happened I wrote the song, and it had this kind of swanky blues feel to it. A lot of the stuff on the record was more orchestrated, so I knew I was going to use strings or cellos or whatever. Where this one, I knew it needed horns immediately, and I wasn't still thinking of my dad. I was thinking I got to get a horn section together. And as I hired some people, it dawned on me, I'm like, oh my God, this would be a great opportunity to feature my 72-year-old dad on an album that we've never had the opportunity to record together or play together. And he did great, and then we invited him to the show, and we put him front and center, and he was one of 4-piece horn section that we did. And it was a great moment, and it was a memory that me and him will always have now.
Sure.
So
That's pretty cool.
especially being the guy that started me in music, it was a nice gift back to him, and he was a real proud moment for him too, I think.
Will you do more touring like that show you did at Mohegan Sun, or are you planning on doing more shows like that?
I'd love to. Obviously taking out a 12-piece ensemble is very expensive, and I don't
Sure.
make that kind of money to be able to support it and have 4 tour buses on the road. But if it ever took off, I would love to have a big band like that on the road. At worst, I think we'll be able to bring out a smaller version of that, maybe a 6 or 7 piece, and still be able to create quite a big sound off of it. But as you'll see, tonight too as well, just me and these 2 other guys, we're able to fill it up pretty nice. And we wanted to do a little bit more of a stripped down version of it, but I think the next run around as well, we're going to bring a full band.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. As
Of
always,
course.
you've always been very gracious to us, and we appreciate it very much. And
Oh, well, thank you.
all the success with everything, solo, Godsmack, whatever you do, we're behind you, and we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you very much.
It's Karolyi and Sully Erna on iRock Radio, the world headquarters of rock.